You know, the one of the Zentai philosophy is about embracing everything, embracing things that you don't agree, embracing the thing that you feel like rejecting, like some of the ideas. You know, when you do artworks, like something that you really care about. When you do artworks, like you're doing the performance art, and that is something that you really care about, like you know the details and what you can do the better, and like you see other people doing performance art, and because you care a lot, you know a lot about the details, and you know what could be the better way of expressing things. So some certain thing you don't agree, like certain actions, you feel like, oh, that is so beginner, that is like so, you know, like not thought out. You can think better, for example. Then you start to have opinion about it. You start to have opinion about performance art, like what is performance art and what is not performance art. Like it should be improvised. It should be it should be like something that you do on the spot, and it's not something need to be rehearsed and need to have this pre-recorded music to go with. Like that's a that's a theater work. This is like a discussion that I've been listening from the performance artists. What should be performance art? By the way, performance art is one genre of the art, such as sculpture, painting, installations, and like printmaking. This is genre of the art, so as performance art. Performance art is one genre in art that we practice, just like a sculptor making a sculpture, or like a 3D artist making this 3D Maya artwork. So performance art is a genre in the art world, like something that you normally see in galleries, museums, especially in the opening day. You have this opening of all the artworks, and then along with the opening of showing all the new artwork, you have performance art, like to express maybe issues about art world is having, or inheriting all the history of the art and then creating a new history. Like this is the art language. The way the new art is creating is about reflecting the history of the art. Or you can be expressing the social issues, such as LGBTs, thing that's been encouraging or to be said little, but then you can do it better in a performance art, where it is not expressed through the words but through the actions or the visual sense. Or performance art can be a personal history, where you go through the breakup of the personal relationship or the family matters. This kind of thing the artists feel like need to express, they express through the performance art. But anyway, if you have things about performance art, if you start to have an opinion about performance art because you practice it or you care a lot about it, or you start to know the details of performance art and the histories and what's going on in the world, and you compare what you see and what you know, and then you start to have an opinion. This is not good, or this is great, or this is new, or it's been done so many times in the past, and why you still do it. It's opinions. And what I want to express is the philosophy of Zentai. For me, the philosophy of Zentai is to embrace everything. So it's similar to not having opinion, but it's about excluding everything, like a good art, bad art, beginner's art, and the mature art, veterans art, the great art, and also the student art. Everything what's been done, for example, in the performance arts, in you're the first time or the 100 times, embrace it. It's about to try. It's about expressions. So you do have opinions, but the opinion will be acknowledging it and to embrace and include, like what is inside of everyone else is the same. The Zentai's philosophy is about whatever it is. When you look inside, you find a common part. No matter who you are, where you are, what you are, the age and the race and the countries and the political opinion and left and right and your major you took in a college, like you did the business or you did the martial art and the economies and the farming. Whatever that is, whatever you do, or you do gambling, or you're criminal, but inside is the same. We can all find a common part inside of whoever what is on the surface. This is the Zentai philosophy. At least one of the Zentai philosophy, I think, is common part inside. What is inside us? And for example, you find a movie very touching, like a heartbreaking movie, and it makes everyone cry. It's common, like you can understand the sadness of the breaking heart. That's common for everyone, isn't it? We all been through this breaking heart experience. That's why we kind of synchronize with the movie, and we feel sad, we cry with those movies, because we have the common part. Nothing different when you look inside of ourselves, and that's why I want to express through Zentai art. We are too much caught up on the outside, like identities and who we are and our roles in the society and what we need to serve in the societies, or what kind of work we do and what we need to accomplish in the future. Just acknowledge ourselves, and there are so many busy worlds surrounding us. But when you look inside, when you open it, and then you find that it is actually the same person. Or when you look more closely inside, when you look deeper, then I think we start to see, who am I? This individual, the person that you see who you are, it's also melting away. Those sense of individuality, sense of like I am inside this body. This statement will also dissolve eventually. So like I'm no longer just the person or the consciousness that lives inside this body. It is much bigger than that, like this wood and the nature, natures and the insects and that could be considered like me eventually. So like all these things are illusion, and that's what I want to express through the Zentai art. That who am I? What I think who I am? Who am I? what I think who am I is the illusion. I'm no longer just the body and the consciousness that living inside this body. So it doesn't matter this body thinker, this beginner, first timer, performance artist, haven't done anything, don't know the history and doing what they think. If you think she is also me, it's just a different perspective of who we are. And because we think we're stuck on this body, that's why we see the differences and we see the opinions like I am this, and then you think differently. You're on the other side of the opinions and the other side of this social enemy. You're like enemy. You're the one that trying to make money, and then we are the one that trying to make the society good. But then because you make us stuck with this finance and the money system, and you're the enemy. You're the evil. But when we see things inside us, or like when we feel what we think we are stuck in a body is actually not through the expansion of this consciousness, then this enemy and me actually the same person, then what's there to fight about? I think this is one of the Zentai philosophy that I like to express. I catch cold recently because of the situation, attending an art event, and many people inside a small place living for some couple of days, and one day we went to karaoke and air circulated, and I caught cold. And this coughing is still lasting, but anyway, when we start to dissolve ourselves with the nature, when we find the extension of ourselves with the nature, when we find ourselves in the nature, the nature is me, like when this birds are singing and you know what's it meant, and when we can connect to this consciousness of the nature, I think that's when we are starting to expand ourselves and start to have a different opinion, like this is right and that is wrong, and she's the beginners, and I don't like how artwork, and she's like doing something like a theater work, and that is not supposed to be performance art. What I think of a performance art should be all improvised purely, and I think those opinions will change. And I believe we are just waiting for this shift of the consciousness. So hold on to our opinions of what we think right and what we think is wrong, and so different from who you are, what you do, and what you know. I think our opinion will change soon or later. As soon as we find ourselves bigger. That's what I think. We don't have to stuck with this opinion forever. because we will soon be free from the opinions and the distinguishment and what is right and what is wrong. Your opinion, my opinions. Or we have to find in the middle way to find the peace, to make a harmony. I think all these opinions will change as soon as we find the extension of the consciousness and the expansion with the nature as an ideal world. So I just hold on to my opinion because I believe this is temporary. This is just reflection of how small my consciousness is and how small my consciousness is stuck with this small body. And because my consciousness is stuck with this small body, I start to have an opinion which body think there is a difference between me and other people. And to make this clear, the difference between my body and other people's body, I make opinion and I make the right, what is right and what is wrong. But wait for it.